Starting on a new project can both be exciting and nerve-wracking. Exciting because every installation is an adventure in problem solving, and nerve-wracking because there are so many things you can't control that can cause delays or slow down the job.
Installing an irrigation system is an expensive project for property owners, and they want it to go quickly and smoothly with the expectation of a properly functioning system as the result. To ensure the process moves along with the least amount of delays and obstacles, a thorough walkthrough of the property identifying key items and potential issues should be the first thing that happens when you arrive on the site.
So grab your design plan and let's get started.
When you arrive on the site, see if there are other contractors that will be working there during your estimated job site presence. If so, discuss what type of work you will be doing and make plans for staying out of each other's way. This courtesy can help keep the job site safe and productive. Before you even take a shovel out of the truck, verify that the underground utilities like gas, electric, cable, etc. have been marked. You must reach out to your local Call Before You Dig agency to have representatives come to the site and mark all areas where you will be working. Dial 811 for any job located in the U.S. to be connected to your local agencies. If you are outside the U.S., make sure you research your local contact number. You'll need to do this for the work that you intend to do on site, even if you see markings on site when you arrive. Make sure everyone on the crew understands that they must be careful when digging near any of the marked locations. Cutting through a cable or pipe can cause service disruption, cost the company money, and can even lead to injury. The design plan is a scaled representation of the site, with the irrigation system layout showing exactly where each component should be installed. Although the plan should be very accurate, it only takes a few minutes to take a measuring wheel or tape measure to verify critical measurements. Check the property dimensions and size of some of the irrigated areas. A small mistake can mean the difference between good head-to-head coverage and a stretched head spacing, which can lead to poor coverage. Another important aspect is to identify the location of each element highlighted in the plan. Identify where trees, fences, and paved walkways are. These will serve you as you proceed to make the installation. Also, make sure the spray from any sprinklers will not be directed at anything that should not be watered. See if any sprinklers will be throwing over walkways or driveways, and consider adjusting the plan if need be. Find the intended valve locations and make sure they're in logical areas. Below ground valves should be accessible for service, near the zone they are controlling, and hidden from view as much as possible. Make sure the piping system drawn on the plans makes sense, and that you'll be able to use your equipment to do the bulk of the work, be it trenching or pulling the pipe. If there are pipe paths that require going under existing walkways, driveways, or patios, check to see if there is existing sleeving that can be used to route the pipe. If not, this should have been noted on the drawing, and a contingency plan should have been discussed. In addition to identifying these components, you will also want to familiarize yourself with the location of the point of connection. You'll want to know where the water meter is and identify the pressure available. Make sure that a code-compliant backflow is installed as well. If the plan called for a system pressure regulator, make sure the correct one is installed. If the plan calls for a master valve or flow meter, make sure there's enough space near the point of connection to accommodate either or both items. Find the controller location and make sure there's power available, it's easy to access, and ensure that you will be able to easily run control wire and sensor wiring to it. If your plan calls for a weather sensor, find its location on the plans and inspect the area to make sure the sensor will be exposed to the elements. If you'll be using an internet-connected controller, check to see that the Wi-Fi signal strength is adequate at the proposed location. Keep the owner informed and keep communication open during the installation process. Before starting to dig, make sure the owner understands what is about to take place on their property. Explain about the trenches you'll need to dig and the approximate time it will take for the job to be complete. Verify with the owner about the parking area for your vehicles, if you'll be using their restroom facilities, and if so, discuss how they would like you to access them. If you'll be using a portable toilet, Verify that it is on site and confirm with the homeowner that the location is acceptable. It is also very important to discuss any permitting, licensing, and inspections that will need to take place before you start the job, during construction, and after the work has been completed. Ensure you clearly identify the responsibilities of your company and verify the homeowner or property owner knows what they will be responsible for throughout the project. To help you remember the things to focus on when you arrive at a site, we identified 3 main items: verify, measure and mark, and locate. You want to find the markings for the underground utilities and verify that they have been located. For example, water, sewer, electrical, gas, internet, and cable television. Then you'll want to measure some of the key areas on the site, like the property boundaries and key irrigated areas, to verify that they match the irrigation plan drawing if there is one. Mark locations of zone valves, sprinklers, and possible piping runs. Finally, locate the point of connection and verify the backflow preventer is installed if you're not doing the installation. If a pressure regulator was designed into the system, make sure that it was installed. If there is a master valve or flow meter needed, make sure there's room to install it near the POC. Also, you'll want to check the proposed controller location for ease of access, power, and Wi-Fi signal strength if it's an internet-connected controller. Verify, measure and mark, and locate. Remember these, and you can feel confident when you make your initial inspection.
A thorough site inspection and open communication with the homeowner or property owner is fundamental to completing a project successfully. A small amount of time up front can pay dividends in making the project flow more smoothly. Paying attention to the details before the work begins can make for a job done profitably and on time.
For more information about these topics and our products, visit hunterindustries.com.